Hey there folks, Pliskin by 51mm here, and tonight I'm going to talk about some ammo that I purchased at a gun store here the other day. Okay, there's some Perfecta 223 55 grain full metal jacket, 50 rounds of 223. Perfecta, made in Italy. Of course, you've all seen me shoot this stuff before, but I only ever bought the 308 stuff when this was still available at Walmart. So I got lucky because the guy running the gun store, we're good friends with him. He said that he had a guy trade him this ammo. That's the container it's in. He had a customer come in and trade him this ammo, this bulk pack of Perfecta 223 55 grain full metal jacket ammo. And for something, I don't know what, but I saw it there and I was like, you know, I haven't seen, and that person who drove by had a very loud vehicle, but I haven't seen Perfecta on store shelves in, I'd have to say, probably about 2 years. Because back when this stuff was in Walmart, I used to buy it up quite a bit. My M1A really liked it. First it was, okay, so for my M1A in the early days of me owning it, like late, fall 2015, might as well say, there was two types of ammo that was available on the cheap in the 308 that wasn't steel cased 308. And the first one was ZQI, you know, made in Turkey. Some people call it ZQ1. And the other was Perfecta 308. And I would always buy the ZQI because it was cheaper by about $1 or $2. It was always like $9.99, $10 for a box of 20 rounds of ZQI. And Perfecta was, it would fluctuate. It would go from like $12 down to $11, and sometimes I've seen it for $13. It would kind of bounce, but ZQI stayed the same mostly. But I never got the chance to try the Perfecta 223 because I was more, you know, fixated on my M1A and wanted to shoot it more. And at the time I didn't have my AR15, I had my H&R 223 break open rifle with the 44 Magnum barrel. But Perfecta, always liked Perfecta. Sadly, they're about, I want to say, early 2017. I had a buddy at the range tell me, it was Dr. Tracer, he told me that Perfecta was going to quit being on the shelves at Walmart, and I was like, oh no, it's going to be like ZQI all over again, because ZQI got pulled from the shelves of Walmart somewhere, I think it was late 2015, I can't recall, but I did buy a lot of it there before they did away with it at Walmart, and then Perfecta was all that was left. And then Perfecta disappeared, and then I went to XM80C and I got a box of it here that hasn't been opened. And this has been my go-to cheap 308 ammo. I know it says 7.62 by 51mm, but this has been my go-to ever since for plinking factory ammo. So it really astonished me and kind of blew my mind, because I had never thought I would see a box of Perfecta anything on store shelves around here ever again. It's made in Italy, and like I've said, it's a 55 grain full metal jacket, 223 Remington 50 cartridges. I'll get one out and let y'all look at it. For those of you who have never seen the Perfecta 223, I haven't seen it much either. I mean, I did see it on the shelves at Walmart back when they was selling it a lot, but like I said, I was more fixated on my M1A and feeding it. I think that was the same guy. Anywho, I'll be interested to see how this does out of my M1A. Or my M1A. The nostalgia's already coming back. I'll be interested to see how this stuff will run out of my DPMS Oracle AR15. We're going to the range tomorrow, and I'm going to put 2 5-round groups down at 100 yards and see how it groups. My M1A really liked Perfecta. It likes XM80C too, but Perfecta, it seemed like it shot that the best, from what I can recall. Because I have an old target in my reloading book from when me and Dr. Tracer were shooting that one day. And I put 10, it was like one of those square targets, like it had the big square in the middle and then the 2 little ones at the top and the 2 little ones at the bottom, and I put 10 rounds of Perfecta 308 into one of them squares at 100 yards, all 10 rounds within that one square, and it was like, wow. I mean, it was a fairly big square. I mean, they were about this big at 100, but I mean, I put all 10 rounds in a square that big with Perfecta 308. My M1A absolutely hated ZQI though. I couldn't get ZQI to shoot good out of it at all. I watched a YouTuber, I can't remember his name, but he dissected a ZQI bullet, like pulled it apart. And it had like 3 different types of powders in the bullet, and it was like, had like ball powder, flake powder, and stick powder in it, and then the diameter of the 308 bullet wasn't exactly like .308, it was like .306 or something. I can't recall all the details, it's been a while since I've seen that video, but I was like, well, yeah, that's why that ZQI didn't do good out of my M1A. But I'll be significantly interested to see what this stuff will do out of my M1A, this Perfecta 223. Man, I miss the days of being able to just run down to Walmart and buying a lot of this for, I mean, I know this is 223, but the 308, I could buy it for like 11 bucks, give or take, depending on price fluctuation. Sometimes I had to pay $12, other times I had to pay, you know, 11 bucks, but it was pretty cheap for 308. XM80C right now at my Walmart is $15.60. I bought this box for that, and I've seen XM80C by Federal. I've seen it go up to $17, and then I've seen it come down to about 14 or 13 before. The price jumps on this one a lot. So it's a little bit more expensive than Perfecta and ZQI used to be back in the day. So I was just figuring I'd let you guys all see this Perfecta 223, this big old bulk box. It's like a rare, it's like finding a rare gem. I was at the gun store and I saw that and I was like, do my eyes deceive me? Type thing. It's like, is that a big old box of Perfecta sitting there? I was like, oh my god. It's like, I ain't seen a box of that. And like, you know, like being physically on a shelf where you could buy it in 2 or 3 years now. I'm just going to be safe and say 2. Now, to my knowledge, you can still buy Perfecta on the internet. In fact, I'm here on bulkammo.com, and you can buy 1,000 rounds of 223 ammo by Fiocchi Perfecta, 55 grain full metal jacket. It's same as this. You can buy 1,000 rounds of it for $279. That's a bit steep for 1,000 rounds, but I guess you could foot that bill if you needed to. But I was lucky to have found just this 50 round box, and I paid $14 for it, exact, no change, nothing. So I was pretty stoked about that, and I'm eager to see what it will do out of my AR15 at 100. So tomorrow I'm going to do a 5-round test on this stuff, and then I'm going to upload this tonight to let y'all know in advance of what I'm doing, so that way you guys can all be ready for the ammo test video when I finally upload it. And then I've got that bed destruction video part 2 to do, and then I've got that NRA discussion video to do too after this. So I mean, it's supposed to rain this week, all week, and be cold and nasty. So I may be able to get around to those. We'll see. But I will do those videos after the range video tomorrow. So anyway, guys, I've been Pliskin by 51mm. Expect an ammo test soon.